Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm Mike Briggs, and we celebrate what's good about Fresno and the entire valley. This time of year, people are talking about getting into shape and what they should do to get into shape and lose weight. Spring is coming, and right after that is summer, so you got to get your swimsuit look going. So we asked an expert to come in today to talk about fitness and setting goals, long-term goals, short-term goals. Jack Scow, Jack Scow Fitness. Welcome, Jack.
Greetings.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
Yeah. What about goals? People need goals, I would
Yes,
imagine.
yes, they do. How are you doing, everyone? Good to see you. Okay, goals. We don't get anywhere if we don't mentally assign a goal, what we really, really want. There's a saying that goes, what you really want to do, nothing will get in the way. And what you really don't want to do, everything will get in the way. Okay, so this is not only just about looking good and feeling good, it's about your health, it's about your vitality, and it's about longevity. Okay, so the longest journey starts with the first step, and this can be the first step, and I can help you not make any missteps. Okay, because you see people go into the gym and they stand around and they look at other people, and then when that person moves, they try to emulate what they were doing. Well, first of all, who knows if that other guy was doing it correctly?
That's right.
And so and sometimes you can look at something and not see the finer points of what's necessary to achieve the goals. Okay, so I've been weight training since I was 11. That was back when Christopher Columbus came over. Yeah. Well, sometimes it feels like it. Anyhow, the point is, in my, I've been weight training 60 years. I've been personal training 38 years. As a matter of fact, February 1st was the anniversary of my starting my business full time. That was February 1st, 1988. I was 3 years old.
3 years. That's the way to
Right.
do something right, though. You say, I'm going to just do that. This is going to be my whole business.
Right.
And then all these other things fall away.
True.
That's goal setting right there.
And we were talking about short-term goals and long-term goals. Let's say you put on some really extra poundage. Oh, I want to lose 50 or 100 pounds. Well, that's wonderful, and that's a good long-term goal. But let's put maybe that first 5 or 10 pounds as your goal and shoot for that. And then when you get there, yay, you made that, and now it's time to make the next set of goals. Okay?
You need successes, I guess.
Yeah, you need
If
successes.
you set a 50-pound weight loss goal, you're not going to have many successes along the way.
Along the way, because you have good days and bad days, and one of the hardest things to do is to get my people to follow the nutrition program that I give them, because I can't follow them around and say, no, that's not on the diet plan. Oh, and by the way, I give my clients one meal a week, anything they want. I tell them, don't fall off the bus, but have what you want, and the rest of the time, up to that meal and after that meal, stay on the plan.
Can I just work out and eat whatever I want?
Well, that's a good question, Michael. You can't exercise enough to undo poor eating habits. You know, like Michael Phelps, the guy that was the
swimmer, yeah.
swimmer. You know, he burned 10,000 calories a day, so he could probably eat stuff that I can't, and not have it show up around my middle. But it's not just calories in for calories out. They say that you can't build the $1 million body if you eat off the dollar menu. Okay, I had a client, and she had these expensive show dogs, and she would buy them the best foods and so on, and then she'd go stop at some fast food restaurant to get herself something to eat. So there's a reason the dog had the shiny coat and was full of energy, because she was eating really good, really healthy. And she felt like crap because basically she was eating crap.
Yep.
You know, so it's, you know, you are what you eat. And, you know, so, and then you give yourself little treats. I tell you what you can have in lieu of, you know, there are people say, oh, I just couldn't live without my chocolate eclair. Okay, well, if you got to have that, then put that on your free meal for that week. You know, have whatever you want, maybe a burger and have your eclair for dessert. But again, up to that. And after that, you know, stay on the plan.
Sounds like if you're going to work out, it takes dedication. You got to set aside time to go to the gym at your intervals you're going. But sounds
Right.
like the food has got to be,
Oh, it's
got to put
huge.
some time into that too.
60 to 70% of the success rate goes from what you eat. And it's important to have all the right things. The number one word here is consistency. If you eat a little of this and a little of that, and if you work out once in a while, the body doesn't see any consistency. So it'll just kind of do what it's going to do. But when you're consistent, the body goes, I see what you want. Now I'll do this and this because you're telling me, because you're eating like that and you're working out. And we try to do the right things, not do the wrong things. Because it take one step forward and two steps back if you're working out, but you eat badly or you're not doing your cardio or what have you. And, you know, when you do that consistently, your pay for doing that consistently is when you look in the mirror and like, oh, I'm seeing some definition there. I'm seeing, you know, a little more fullness here. My tummy is smaller and I'm stronger. I'm standing straighter. So that brings up a point right there. You know, you hear them talk about working the core. The core basically is the muscles around your middle. Well, when you see people get older, they go this way. Okay? Well, part of that is because they haven't trained themselves to be more erect. When you stand up and you square your shoulders and you just kind of engage your core. I'm not talking squeeze like that. No, you just, you know, you engage the core. So that makes you strong. It supports your spine. It supports everything. So having the core stronger. Now, there are those that just do the core and don't do anything else. It's about a balance. It's all got to fit together, you know.
Well, what it sounds to me like is, I don't know what to eat, and I don't know how I should be working.
Right.
People need a guide.
Right.
They need somebody who's been down the road.
Correct.
And like Jack Scow.
Sure.
And just to lead them to the right direction.
Right.
Food.
Right.
Now, if I could say I go to the gym every day at 11 to 1 or something. It's easy. I just get in the car and go there. But if I don't think about the food, I have to have a good amount of time to think about the
Yeah,
food.
good. Think about the food and think about your training plan, your schedule for what you're doing, so that the body gets the idea. So, and having someone like myself there, then and you can bounce off of me kind of what you're doing. Well, I'm not so sure about what I ate and this and that. Or you can even call me or text me and say, now I'm out such and such restaurant. What can I have here? Even when I'm getting ready for competition, which I still do at my advanced age, I still go out to eat, but it's where you go and what you order and make sure it's healthy stuff. Some of this food, like the fast food places, there's not much real food in the food.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to go someplace where the foods are healthy and not full of chemicals and what have you. They have done studies where there was an area that had no fast food restaurants, and there was a McDonald's and a Wendy's and a this and a that come in, and within 10 years, obesity had just gone off the charts, and so there's a reason for that. Back when we were all younger, Mom and sometimes Dad too, they made meals at home, and maybe you went and ate out once a week, maybe if you were lucky twice a week, but the majority of the time was healthy foods that were
Home cooked.
home cooked.
Now, I
Yes.
see you sometimes, Jack. You come in for your interview here,
Right.
and you sit down, and before the interview, you have a whole meal.
Right.
And it's all compartmentalized and ready to go.
True.
How much time you spend getting ready for that?
Okay, I do what is called meal prep. So the night before I am to go to work, I do my meal prep. I separate the yolks from the whites on my eggs. I have one yolk and whites and some old-fashioned oatmeal. I eat every 3 hours. It's what you eat.
You're never hungry.
No, because you're always eating.
Yeah.
You eat when it's time. If you let a long period of time go by without eating, then you eat like this.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you ate too much. Or when you're really hungry, the body starts craving sugars and high fats and things that are probably not on your eating plan. So now that's I rarely call going on a diet. I call it, eating healthier. Make your plan. Because when you go on a diet, it indicates you go off a diet.
Yeah.
Even when you go away for a weekend or what have you, you can relax a little bit. When you come back, you'll get back on your plan.
How often do you cheat?
I have.
You seem to have no fat. You never do. You never seem to have any fat on you.
Well, I hide it. No.
Yeah, pretty well.
So, like this past Saturday, I went to Heirloom, and I had the tri-tip and the sweet potato mash and a salad with dressing on the side, and I had one of those little yogurts that they have there, and that was my free meal for the week.
But that's pretty good.
Sure, it's
good
still
for you.
good. Yeah, when I tell people to have their free meal, don't fall off the bus.
Right.
Don't eat 3 gallons of nachos loaded with cheese and this and that.
Yeah.
That's there's no quality food in all that.
Yeah.
So it's like donuts, for instance. They taste good, but there's hardly any
Nothing in there.
nutritional value at all. So it's and I would see people go to the contests that I go to, and cause so after they get off, they want to splurge, so they bring in a whole box of donuts, whether it's Krispy Kremes or whatever. And I'm going, if I did that, my body would just freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to a competition with a couple of friends, and after the show, he just had all this high sugar and high this and high that, and I kind of was looking for fruit, so I ate fruit. So the next day, I still felt pretty good.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I feel bad,"
I bet.
because when you eat clean, your body's going, "Oh, hey, this is really good," and then you hit it really heavy with all that stuff all at one time. Body is like someone slapped it upside the head.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, for our viewers, I would say don't go this alone. Jack knows what to do. He knows what to eat. He knows how to work out. The favorite phrase he used to tell me, I always try to repeat it to people: we're not going to the gym to move the equipment around.
Right. Right.
You're there to
to work the muscle. You're not there to lift the weight.
lift the weight,
Okay?
yeah.
So the mind is your number one muscle builder. Out of all the weights and equipment in the gym, the mind is number one. So I see people when they're there, they're either talking to a friend or whatever, and they're chit-chat while they're doing their set. Well, when you connect up your mind to the muscle and you position yourself, and then you concentrate on that muscle every repetition, now, again, the body goes, aha, I see what you
That's
want.
what you want.
So the mind is telling the muscle what you want.
Very good. Yeah.
And then it responds.
What you could do is you could call Jack Scow at 559-905-0933, or you could text him, or you could email him. There's his email, jackscow@aol.com.
Right.
jackscowfitness.com.
Right.
And just reach out to Jack. Get some guidance. Get set in the right direction.
Sure. We'll get it done. By the way, if you have issues, as we get older, we have issues on my elbow or my knee or on my lower back. I know from experience how to work around that. Get you goals, strengthen those areas without hurting you. That's vitally important. I've got a couple of clients now that when they were training on their own, they do really well. Oh, and then I hurt my shoulder. Then they had to take a month or 2 or 3 off. And then they come back and they do well, and then they hurt something else again. So learning the proper position so you can stay in one piece. That is huge.
Right.
Just huge.
Right at time. Last thought, Jack?
Last thought.
Thank you. Show off the gun show or anything?
Yeah, last shot. We'll do that too. When you know what you want, but you're not sure how to get there, then ask someone who's got experience and someone who looks like they practice what they preach. I see trainers, but they don't look like they work out much.
Right.
Or, you watch how they train other people and, he's not paying attention. So talk to someone who uses their expertise. They'll be there for you, and someone you have a good connection with and you can communicate with. Okay? Come see me, like I like to say, come to the gun show. Okay? You don't do that unless you want to. Okay? Come see me.
We'll be
Thank
back
you.
with more right after this. Thank you, Jack.
Take care.